Hi, and welcome to another edition of A Better Place. Today we will be speaking to a very lovely, intelligent, and very talented young lady. Stay tuned, we will be right back.
It's a wireless system. Cable WTN. Go digital WTN. With local TV channel 10. Call and make a day. 542-5898. Down by OBC building, Ruby and Star waiting. 48 channel, fasting with plenty more coming. News and sports from all over. Novella, Creole and Patois. Local thing is priority soon. Peppermint and Taki Taki. WTN channel TV 10. We'll always be your friend. Check out the scene, we have the best rate. 542-5898. Hey man! WTN K1.
Hi, and welcome back to A Better Place. As I mentioned in the intro, today we will be speaking to a very beautiful, intelligent, and as I mentioned, very talented young lady. And we will be speaking to her in two parts today. We'll start off our program by speaking to her about motivation, and then we will continue talking to her about her singing career. So without further ado, Mishilaika, welcome to A Better Place.
Thank you so much, Angelique.
So Mishilaika, it's of course great seeing you back in St. Martin again. And we have a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about your career, but first we're going to talk about how you got started with your motivational workshops.
Yeah.
Because in this segment of our programs, I'm talking a lot about motivating people and especially youngsters.
Right.
So let's chat a bit about you and how you got, into the motivational workshop arena.
Yeah.
But of course, for those persons watching who don't know you, introduce yourself to them.
Well, simple, Mishilaika. I'm Mishilaika Richardson. And I'm a singer and someone that loves to empower people. And I do that through my music, through my songs, through everything that I do. But a couple years ago, I started doing some volunteer work at a foundation for kids that didn't have like their own home, or their parents kind of kicked them out and stuff. So these kids lived in one house, and the two directors, they asked me if I would like to, just talk to the kids and perhaps help them with homework, or just be there and just be someone that they can talk to, that they could say stuff to. And so I was like, okay, well, sure, why not? But I always felt like I should, and I could do more with them. So what I did is I went home and I started writing workshops on motivation, workshops on entrepreneurship, on being an artist, on knowing who you are and how that can actually help you fulfill your dream, And that's actually kind of where it started, because I just drove across the country to the other side in Holland, and I went there and had fun with these kids, and then I realized that I have all this material that I've created and that I could do so much more with, and actually, kind of help out in a way, one way or another.
So how was it working with these youngsters?
It was really, really amazing, because they had this need. They just needed someone to listen to them. They had from questions of how to finish this math, these algebra little things, and I was actually able to successfully help them and get like better marks by just paying them some attention. And they were actually really surprised that I would drive cross country from Rotterdam to Almere just to be with them. But you're a singer, right? And don't you just, I was like, it's okay, I'm here for you, And it made me feel good, but it made them feel even better. And that the fact they were just being paid attention to. And they saw chances. A lot of them are little entrepreneurs themselves that want to have like their own who said like a car shop or something, and but just needed guidance in like, okay, how am I going to get there with my education that I have, and you know, kind of bring them back to reality.
So this was like an orphanage? What kind of
Kind
house
of.
was it really?
There were, well, the stichting is called Just Us, and they have about 4 houses with like, I think 4 or 5 rooms in them each, and every youngster has a room in that house, and some of them go to school, some of them they look for work to do, some of them have, you know, like a lot of, you know, they problems money-wise, so then the foundation helps them to come back into society the best way possible. So what I would do is I would take one of the guys and we would just go and take a walk in the park and sit and talk about their future or talk about music or about their schoolwork, you know, and that was really nice, but I actually wanted to do more. I wanted to do more, and that's where the workshop creating came in. And I continued with it.
So you progressed, you went from just being a listening ear for these
Right.
young persons to their motivational speaker, and you created your own workshops. So tell me about that. You said it was just, you know, well, I'm working with them, let me do something,
Yeah.
and this became a project.
Yeah.
So how did you expand on that project? How did you go from just being the person there for these young persons at the house
Yeah.
to being the motivational speaker, kind of?
Well, you know, I try and use myself as an example. My experiences, my past, you know, it has not been wonderful. You know, I've been through a lot of stuff too, and you know, they just don't know, and no one knows what everyone goes through. And if you're just able to open up to each other, and it's like, okay, I can imagine that it would be easier for them to understand what I've been through. So I use myself as an example.
Well, Michelaika, we have to take a break.
Yeah.
Stay tuned, we will be right back.
EBE has been faithfully serving the communities of St. Martin, Saba, and Statia, powering your home and our economy. Come rain or shine, our qualified team of professionals are working hard 24 hours a day to provide you and your family with safe, reliable electricity and water. We use the latest technologies and test our products daily to maintain the highest international standards. Our friendly staff is always there to assist you, whether in person, over the phone, or online. We are committed to constantly improving our products and services, making them more efficient, effective, and environmentally friendly to serve you better today and our next generation of clients tomorrow. GEBE, powering a brighter future.
Hi, and welcome back to A Better Place. Mishu, before we went to a break, we were talking about, you know, how you actually branched out with your projects. Now tell us a bit about how you've been doing the motivational workshops throughout the Netherlands.
One part of the entrepreneurship workshop that I teach is on how to be lucrative in doing what you love, loving what you do. I'm a singer, and I started giving these workshops, and I love to empower people. And how could I make that work for me, except for, you know, just working with the kids on the other side of the country, you know? So I rewrote them, and I just simply put them on Facebook that, hey, I'm giving an entrepreneurship workshop or an artistry workshop, and that's how people just came to me. And I swear I had 3 people, I thought, that came to my workshop, and it's really nice because you get paid, and you get paid creating your own job. I created my own work. And I had 3 people, and then on the day of, there were 15. You know, so I'm like, whoa, thank God I have enough material, and this is really awesome. And they've just been asking me, every time I came here, they're like, when will you be back? When will you be back? Because we want to continue with the workshops. And I kind of surprise myself about my capability of taking someone's dream and putting them into serious perspective for them. Helping them just open their eyes to what is already a fact, and that everything you do now is part of making that dream come true. And it's just kind of like a switch that we just need to make about what the ultimate key to your happiness is, and how easy it's actually for you to get there if you just know what the steps are to get there. If you're here and you're there, it's actually easy if you actually sit down and think about it, and not keep it close to yourself, because other people might have some information or insight on how to get there.
Right.
You know, because if we sit down and we're just worried about, oh gosh, you know, for instance, I have to release a song and how am I gonna do it? And you keep it all to yourself. What if the guy or the girl next to you knows exactly how to do it? And you keep it to yourself. And that's what I've seen a lot here too. A lot of people have a lot of really awesome ideas, but they're afraid that someone else steals their ideas.
Right.
You know? But you can't really get further if you don't speak it, say it, and say that it'll happen. That's what the Bible says too. You know, you just have to say it, and you got to make it happen and work at it yourself, because no one's going to make that happen besides you. So I can actually help people create the steps toward whatever their success may be. And I've had a workshop here, and first it was on May 20th. I had one, and it was full. And we had all these awesome people with these goals and these ideas and these dreams, and their ages ranged from 14 to 45 people that followed the same workshop and left there with like, oh, a little strengthened, a little more empowered. And I decided to do them more often here, and I made them free for people to come to, because I don't want there to be a burden about, oh, I have to pay so much money to be there, because I want to give them.
And in Holland, you said that the persons, you thought it would be 3, it ended up being 15.
Yeah.
And you said that, of course, they pay. So, you know, what, if you don't mind sharing, what are the costs kind of involved in attending such a workshop in the Netherlands?
Well, it's my workshop is like a 12-week workshop.
Okay.
It's quite long of a time. I wrote it, and the first time I gave it, I realized that hey, they need more time. We have to really take one chapter and actually work. That's why it's called a workshop. Everyone actually sits and has, you know, like notebooks, papers, pens, stuff, and we actually work. Instead of taking the work home to work at it, you know, to work on it, it's like, it's just easier and more fun. And people bond, and the groups become one. They feel like they're sharing a you know, something. And so it was a wide, you know, wake-up call for me, like, okay, hey, this is how you got to do it. And then it took longer and longer and longer. So that's why it takes 12 weeks. But each person pays 25 euros per time to come to the 12-week workshop.
Right.
Yeah. So they basically come and they pay right up front.
Okay.
But I rent a location. You know, I have drinks, tea, coffee, everything, and all of the material for them to work with. They don't have to bring anything.
Of course.
And it works really, really well, and I'm so proud of it, because it's something that I've created.
Right.
And then to see that people actually gain something from it is the blessing.
Right, of course.
Yeah.
So talking about the Netherlands, can you share with us, you said you've done this for the house, that's how it started, and you've started doing it for individuals. Which parts of the Netherlands have you done this?
Mainly in Rotterdam. Mainly in Rotterdam. I did in The Hague and closer to my mom's house in Hoofddorp as well. But mainly in Rotterdam, and mainly on one location, because they come to me wherever they live. I have some people that travel from Amsterdam to Rotterdam.
Okay, good.
You know, so I can't, it's not about me moving to a location.
Right, to a location.
No, this is where I teach, where I give the workshops, and they come to me, and it's really nice. It's really nice. And you know, there's some people that I know that can't afford it. or something, and they still come. You know, I still tell them, no, you have to come, you have to be here, because I think that it could actually help you as an artist or as an entrepreneur, or, you know, and it did. It's really wonderful.
So you've had what types of people come to your motivational courses?
It's so interesting. From other people that motivate, from other people that are how do you call it? Graphic designers. I had a graphic designer, the most amazing graphic designer, to artists, to theater producers, people that
Or actually already in the business.
are exactly,
Wow.
but that they miss like putting the steps together. If they have this dream and these goals, they kind of don't know how to put it together, and I kind of help them place it so that there's perspective. And that's basically what we all need.
Right. Just the perspective.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've been doing your stuff in the Netherlands. You've done it here. What about, have you ever thought about taking what you do outside of the Netherlands? I mean, you're close to Belgium and, you know, Germany. Have you ever thought of doing that, you know, actually
way.
branching out and
In a
taking
way.
it?
Yes, in a way. Through a book that I'm writing on it. Yeah.
So not the actual, you know, pack your suitcase and go like, well, today I'm going to be in Germany, you know, teaching my workshops.
If the opportunity comes, then I will take it. Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, well, Michou, once again, we've come to a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about, you mentioned that you also gave your workshops here in St. Martin,
Yeah.
so we're going to discuss those workshops,
Yeah.
the persons you catered for, and how that went.
Oh, awesome.
Stay tuned, we will be right back.
When I say Xerox, I know what you're thinking. Transit fares, as in the 37 billion transit fares we help collect each year. No. Oh, right. You're thinking of the 1.6 million daily customer care interactions Xerox handles, or the 900 million health insurance claims we process. So it's no surprise to you that companies depend on today's Xerox for services that simplify how work gets done, which is pretty much what we've always stood for. With Xerox, you're ready for real business.
Hi, and welcome back to A Better Place. So, Michou, you mentioned earlier that you also gave workshops in St. Martin.
Yeah.
Let's chat a bit about the workshops that you gave here in St. Martin.
That was, like I said, an eye-opener for me. And how that opened my eyes was that there's actually seriously a need for, you know, there's a lot of people that have really great ideas and just want to be happy, because I feel like the final destination after your dream comes true is happiness, and that's everyone's final destination. That's where we want to be. Just be happy doing what you do, doing what you love. And I had a workshop at the Carl & Sons Unique Inn in Cole Bay, at the John Larmony Center in town, and at Lowry Farm on the French side. And they were so wonderful and well attended, and the people that came, they were all such strong, like strong-willed people that have an idea, that are willing to take it to the next level. And what I've noticed is that there's some guidance needed. I had the same issues, you know, doing what I did and doing what I do, you know, but that's why it took me 4 years. And I feel like I've been through all the ups and the downs, and if I can somehow kick someone in the butt and tell them, go do it, and this is how to do it, or that, oh, ooh, be careful for, because I remember I've been through such and such, then I will do that, you know. And there was, in the second workshop, there was a lady, Jocelyn. Oh, gosh. She's been mailing me she's been mailing me since the workshop and explaining me how it touched her and how I awakened her to much more possibilities, and people that wanted to be playwrights came, people that want to write a book, you know, a girl that wants to be a dancer but also a lawyer or something, you know, and you know that she's stuck and she doesn't know what decisions. A lady that owned a shop and is an entrepreneur and is, you know, had some negative experiences, so it's kind of like fearful for, should I go for it again? Should I go for it again? And for me, if I would tell her, you know, I would tell her something like, you know, everything you go through teaches you something, and even every failure, that teaches you so much because you've been there, you've done it, and you want to do it again, meaning you ain't gonna do it the same.
Right.
So all of the lessons you've learned, you know, make them yours. Think even more out of the box in a society that we live in now, the way that social media is working and the way that the economy is, and how you can turn things to your hand. And through all the experiences and the negative stuff you've been through before, if you make that work for you, it could be a tad easier to step into it and not be afraid. Because if you don't try, you won't succeed, right? And a lot of musicians came to, a lot of artists, a lot of talented people with, they're almost there, you know, that some just have to focus on the quality of the sound, or you know, maybe more vocal training, more performance training, you know. And I was really honored that these people came to the workshop, because they felt like that maybe that I've been doing something right, and that you know, they can too. And I was very, very open to them and explained them what my situation has been and what I've been through, so that they don't think that it comes easy, because nothing ever does. Especially
because you know what I
success.
realize with people though, they often just watch you, they judge you, and they assume that everything comes easy for you, and that it's been a
really
smooth sailing road. And unless you really open up, like you said, and actually share your experiences with them, they don't know.
They won't know.
You know, so it's good what you're doing. I actually had the opportunity just this weekend to meet a young man, and it's amazing, you know, that story similar to yours in the sense that he's also a singer. He's from Curacao, has been an aspiring singer, but has been demotivated so much by his own family, his friends, close people. He decided to take a trip to the States and try and pursue the career. And he said, you know, people have, you know, were telling him, you know, we can't sell you the way you are, you know, you're overweight, you're obese, and if you want to sing a certain song, you need to look a certain way. And he said, you know, well, I really wanted it that bad that he told me that he lost, I think, 26 kilos. I mean, if I see him now, I can't believe it, because now he's really fit. You know, he looks like one of those guys that you see singing on TV, you know. But the point I wanted to make about his story is that all of his disappointments prompted him to never give up and to aspire and to dream and to go for his goal. And
that's it.
Because of the ups and downs that he faced, he got signed with Kanye West. I mean, you know, it's a great story now that he's actually been signed, and he's working on his releasing his single and his video clip. But you know, and that's what he does now as well. He motivates younger people, you know, to aspire and to dream and never to give up and to fight for what you believe in.
It's amazing.
So you know, it's really, you know, just, you know, amazing, really indeed, how we meet people in the same arena that have the same stories.
Absolutely.
But Michelle, I think we're gonna have to wrap up. You know, I mean, I enjoy speaking to you about this, you know, this topic. But we're gonna continue in our second part of the program. We're gonna talk more about your actual singing career, and then we can maybe talk a little bit more as well as to what motivated you to continue aspiring to be the singer. So thanks again for having been a guest on A Better Place, but we'll continue to chat in part 2 of our program. And to you, the viewing audience, I would like to thank you for having been a part of A Better Place. Stay tuned for part 2 of my program with the gorgeous Michelle Richardson. I am your host, Angelique Rumu.